So this wheelchair started making an annoying clicking sound.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get that. It's upsetting to my mother, who's had a stroke, and it affects, does not like the sound this thing makes when it sounds like it's breaking.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the sound it makes.
Yeah.
You're also going to need a temporary place for the individual who uses the wheelchair to reside as you're doing the repair. Luckily, we have another wheelchair that my mother can sit in while I repair this one. So these are the parts I purchased. Let's see, I think the stem bearings were like $12 for a pair. And I was looking into the bearings for the wheels. I think they're about the same. But then you can get the whole wheel with the bearing in it. For these were $25. And I think now that I'm looking at the wear on these, they kind of wondering if these are supposed to be the wheels that go on here, but they're a little bit different. But we'll see. My mother was having a tendency to sort of slide forward in this, so these probably have worn down enough where that was causing the front to be a little bit lower. Now that I'm looking at this, I do see that the bearings are just shot. The wheel is off to one side.
Yeah.
So we'll put these new wheels on and the new bearings and take this apart and see how it goes. Should be pretty easy. This here, my mother does not like the footrest on the paralyzed leg. So these corners can be sharp, as we've learned. And so I've wrapped a towel around this. Just use some duct tape. So remove this. That's why this is on here. Well, what's different with this picture? It's actually a couple of days later. I was looking at the wheels that I initially purchased, and they seemed a little different. They're a little bit narrower, and I was looking, these seem softer, so I called up, and evidently there's a rigid wheel you can get, and then there's an option of what they call semi-pneumatic, where in the factory there is a hollow portion here that is filled with air and sealed at the factory. So it gives a little bit softer feel to the ride. And then there's also the full pneumatic, which you can inflate. But this is a solid wheel. But again, it has a section in here, sort of a channel, I guess, that's filled with air. A chamber, I guess you could call it, and it's sealed. So this isn't something that you can pump up. This is a solid, somewhat solid, semi-solid wheel. It's a little bit more expensive too. So the other ones were $25 a piece. These are $50 a piece. Pretty expensive, but hopefully these will last more than 10 years. These are the original wheels, and these are more than 10 years old. And I guess the design has changed. This is a solid rim here, where the other one was like a sprocket. So I'm gonna go. I went with these. They're wider. I'm wondering if this is going to make it harder to move the wheelchair around. I don't know. But like anything, when you're trying to do something for the first time on your own here, it's a learning experience. The medical supply company does have an option of they do a cleaning and repairs. The cleaning, I think, is $85, and then plus parts and labor if they find anything wrong and they're going to be replacing it. So did have to go back and forth a couple of times to get these wheels, but it's a learning process. So let me go ahead and change these wheels. And again, I got the bearings for the stem portion here, so let me go start doing these repairs I initially intended to do a couple of days ago. So I don't know if to put this on its side. Let me put the brakes on so it doesn't move. Probably a good idea. And there must be a nut under this cap. Oops. Maybe this turns off. Oh, that's easy. I don't know if it's threaded or it's just turning. I don't know how it gets past this lip here. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, I can see play in there. Let me put my wrenches. So this is 3/4. Oh, that's pretty easy to loosen up. So I was wondering which bearings were which. You know, I've got the stem bearings here, and then the wheel bearings. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, oh, these are the main wheel bearings, which thought I'd purchase them if. I might end up getting new wheels for the wheelchair, the main wheels, but these have a lip on them. This here, I guess you can just knock that out. You can see here a little bit of a lip on the top there. So that goes down there, and then there's another one underneath. I got this bucket here, I think. I'll just put the bucket underneath like that. This just comes out. Now I asked whether or not to use any bearing grease, and I guess you don't. Doesn't seem to be any grease here. Just clean this off here. And I gotta knock these out. I don't know how you do that. Well, that was easy. Oh yeah, that's coming apart there. You can see that's nice and tight in there. This is all loose and rocking. So you can see that definitely need to be changed. And I guess I can just push the other one out the bottom. Of course, that's what you would think. Might need a hammer. Let me go get a hammer. Okay. And out that one comes. So, and there's no grease in here. This is all dry fit. It looks like there's two weld joints here. Man, if this breaks off, I guess hopefully you could have that re-welded. Okay, not to confuse the old with the new. And I guess there's no top and bottom. They're both the same. Does not look like there's any markings. Oh, what a surprise. Made in China.